So tired of waiting on all the change I'm pushing for. And now it's been so long. Should I just walk out the door? What keeps me hanging on, walking down this road alone? Why can't my dreams take off? Why do they have to stop? Why can't I have it all? Once in my life, once in my life, what's standing in my way?
Joe's shirt is off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome back so soon. Very glad to be back, actually, because I'm enjoying getting this multiple shows done in quick succession. Keeps my brain sharp, and I'm glad that you guys are here to listen. Today's show is called Paul Walker is Dead. Do you care? We will be getting into that in a sec. I'm not going to bury the lead for too long. Today's music is brought to you by... hold on, let's see. Canty and Ores. That was their first song called Once in My Life. I thought it was apropos considering today's topic. And I will be expanding on that. Before I do, though, I wanted to mention a couple things about yesterday's show. I was talking a lot about customer service, the death of customer service when it comes to dealing with all sorts of businesses. I wanted to give you a good experience I had not too long ago, actually. For the longest time, I had a bank account that I was not using for anything, okay? Not bills or anything. I just had a bank account that was there. It was just there. And at one point, I went looking for an old friend of mine, my buddy Tony Martinez, who I grew up with in the Bronx, New York, and I went to college with. He's a really good friend of mine, and we lost touch. He got married, I got married, he got kids. I was too smart to have kids. You get the idea. But, we lost touch. And I went on Intellius, people searching website. And, and I signed up for their, 1 month, search engine thing. So it's like I search for it and then I drop it, and I did, And I dropped it. I looked for him. I didn't find him, It didn't work, but it was $20, and he was one of my best friends of all time, and I figured it was worth it, at least try once. And so then I canceled the service, and just to make sure, I checked with my bank and I asked them, hey, on this account, is there anybody drawing a monthly fee on this account? And my bank tells me, no, there is not. I'm like, so there's nobody drawing a monthly fee other than one very specific item that I had on there, which I also ended up, turning off. It was $5 a month, and I really wasn't enjoying it as much as I used to anyway. But, and so they told me, no, it's fine, Mr. Negro. No, nobody is drawing on your account on a regular monthly basis. Okay, great, fine. So like I said, I wasn't doing anything else with this account. Nothing whatsoever. I mean, it got to the point that I wasn't getting even a monthly statement from them because there was nothing going on. I didn't take any money out, I didn't put any money in, and I didn't use it to purchase anything. So then I get a notice from them letting me know that my account had been overdrawn, which I found really amazing because I didn't use it for anything. And I looked on it, and there it was. Sure enough, Intellius had been drawing $20 a month on my account for a little over 2 years, and then anytime, and I had the account was connected but separate. I had a checking account and a savings account. So anytime the checking account, which is where Intellius was drawing the money from, anytime that went under the minimum amount, I got charged a fee on top of the money that they were taking out. And this, as you may have guessed, after over 2 years at $20 a pop, and then add on a fee, added up to quite a bit. I argued with my bank the very nice people over at Chase, and they were less than helpful. They explained to me that, it's not our responsibility to keep an eye on your account. I'm like, really? You're a fucking bank. What other responsibility do you fucking have? But I was like, okay, what can you do for me? And because I was using my inside voice before, now this is my outside voice. It's very pleasant. What can you do for me? And they said that they could remove 3 months worth of the charges, but then that was it. And I said to them, look at the records. It shows that I called you guys and I asked you, were these people taking money out of my account? And you said, no, they weren't. And it turns out for over 2 years, yes, they were. So you screwed up, but somehow I got to pay for it. And they were less than helpful. So then I called. They advised me, well, then you can call Intellius yourselves. And I did. And the most amazing thing happened. They were really, really fucking nice. I explained to them what happened. I talked to this one lady who was very pleasant. And she said, hey, you know what? I can take off about 11 of these charges off your record here and return that to you back to your bank account. And I was like, wow, that's really great. Thank you. And she said, and now I'm going to put you on with my manager so that he can refund you the rest, because this is how much I can do, but he can do more. I was like, really? Wow, that's really fucking great. And she puts me on with him, and the guy was sweet as blueberry pie. He's like, oh yeah, you know what? This unfortunately happens quite often because a lot of people didn't understand how to read the screen. They didn't really click the correct button. It's really way more common than we'd like to admit to, but not to worry. I will refund you the rest. They refunded the entire amount, including the initial $20 that I was supposed to pay for. But they were nice enough to do it without any muss, no fuss. The whole thing took maybe 5-10 minutes. And the money was back in that account, and that was it. That was over for that one. They were beyond nice. Whereas the shitheads over at HostGator, which I was paying, I think $8.99 a month. There was another one who allegedly I was not paying, but it turns out it actually was. They refused to pay at all, saying it was my fault for not checking my account. I'm like, you know what, go fuck yourselves. And I closed that account since then, but you know what? The nice folks from Intellius, they were good people. They actually cared enough to realize, this was a common enough mistake. So, hey, thank you. Appreciate you, Intellius. See, not all my reviews are bad. Now, something here, I guess I am burying the lead a bit. Something here caught my eye. We all like going out to eat. And something I talked about, obviously, yesterday when it comes to the whole death of customer service thing. And I'm wondering where you guys fall on this one. There is a restaurant in Silver Lake called Gobi Mongolian Barbecue and Beer House, who they've come up with a new way of controlling waste in their restaurant. Now, you have to understand, if you've never worked in a restaurant, never worked as a manager in a restaurant, the vast majority of restaurants are skating by the skin of their teeth. There is almost no profit margin in your average restaurant. There really isn't, okay? Every penny counts. So this particular restaurant, owned by Christina Rivera, according to her, she hates to see food go to waste, so she came up with a new way to crack down on food waste. And now her Gobi Mongolian Barbecue and Beer House offers on some busy nights a very attractive all-you-can-eat buffet menu, whatever you want to call it. And you pay a flat price, and you get to have all the food you want to eat. But if by some chance you order all this food and they get served at your plate and you eat as much as you can and there's food left over, then what her staff does is take the leftover portions from your table, and before they throw it away, they weigh it and then charge you for it. So let's say I go there and I'm paying, $16.99 for an all-you-can-eat platter. I get all this food. My eyes are bigger than my stomach, as happens with a lot of people. And there's I look at the plate, and unfortunately, there's a third or a half of a plate left of food on there. But because it's an all-you-can-eat restaurant, you're not allowed to take that food home with you, because then people would, end up spending, $16.99 and then feeding their family of 8 at home. So that's not going to happen. So then the food that you don't eat, they're going to charge you for. This is something that Christina has initiated as a way to curb people from wasting food. And she says that it's been met with mixed results. Bullshit, Christina. It has not been met with mixed results. There's no such thing as a person that goes to a restaurant and then gets charged for food they didn't eat. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, I paid for the food, I got it to my table, I ate what I could, and it's paid for. You don't get to charge me for shit I didn't fucking eat. That is absolute 100% bullshit. If anything, it's just a way for you to increase prices, if anything. Because, there's no such thing as a human being in America that goes to an all-you-can-eat restaurant, all-you-can-eat buffet, and then doesn't put too much shit on their plate. That's what they do, okay? And any good restaurant, any good buffet builds that into their cost. They know that people are going to have too much. They know a lot of shit's going to go to waste. And you know what? Then if that's the case, then maybe you shouldn't have an all-you-can-eat restaurant or buffet. Maybe you should just charge people for what it is they come in and they order and they get it. And if they don't finish all of it, well, you don't get to charge them a fucking surtax for it. Honestly, Gobi Barbecue and Beer House, Mongolian Barbecue, you can go fuck yourselves. I'm listing you under restaurants that I'm not going to go to ever. And I recommend all of you out there to not go there either. You know what? I understand that food waste is a big, big problem. On a global level, wasted food, excluding seafood, mind you, accounts for about $750 billion a year, also known as the GNP of Switzerland. Okay, so I understand, it's a ridiculous amount of food waste out there. It really is. But what else are you going to do with it? Does charging people for food they didn't eat, is that somehow going to reduce the waste? You're still throwing it in the garbage. You can't do anything else with it. Of course, some restaurants I know will skate around that and cheat. My girlfriend and I we recently went to a local sushi place in our neighborhood, and we ordered a couple of dishes, and the expediter brings us a couple of salads, and I'm thinking to myself, I wasn't sure if the meals we ordered come with salad. Neither could she, But we were already in the middle of eating the sushi, so we didn't touch the salad yet. And then the waitress comes by and asks us, "Hey, have you guys touched these salads?" And we're like, "No, we haven't touched them." And she's like, "Oh, okay, they weren't supposed to go to you." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then this chick proceeds to take the salads, turn around and give it to the table 2 tables over, to the 2 guys that actually had ordered the salad. Now, this is wrong on a couple levels. First one being, of course, once you serve food to somebody at a table, you're not legally allowed to serve it to anybody else, regardless of whether or not they told you that they didn't touch it. That fight's over. As soon as you put it on the table, that food now belongs to that table. Okay, whether or not I touched it. Because for all you know, I could have been lying. No, I didn't touch it. For all you know, I fucking spit all over it, But at the very least, I'm thinking to myself, she could have grabbed the bowls, went back inside, come out 2 minutes later, and then given those salads to those 2 guys. I thought that was a bit much. And speaking of waste, in Nigeria, Islamic police have shouted, "God is great," as an earth mover shattered, are you ready for this? 240,000 bottles of beer in a widening crackdown in Nigeria's northern city of Kano. Alcohol is banned under Sharia, also known as Islamic law, which was imposed there since 2001. But, a lot of officials turned a blind eye to it because a lot of hotels do serve alcohol because they have a lot of guests that come from other countries. But now they are, they're cracking down on it and making sure that, the religious police, there is a religious police board, is making sure that alcohol is not offered anywhere. Also, of course, ensuring that I am never going to the Nigerian city of Kano. And coming up next, we're finally going to delve into Paul Walker is Dead, Do You Care? I thank you for listening. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff. And here's a little more music by Canty and Orest, another member of the family.
Come down to the riverside later, need to hash this out tonight. Pull up to the docks, cut off your car, turn out your lights. He's 50, singing like a bird, we gotta blow the scandal out. Send a message to the boys and the feds, show them what we're all about. Another member of the family gotta be gunned down. Losing numbers by the day, bodies all around. Do it fast, do it right, put him in the ground. Another member of the family gotta be gunned down.
Joe the Shirt is off the cuff. Welcome back. I am enjoying Canty and Orest. I really am. More often than not, when it comes to this music that is supplied to us here on Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff from the lovely Spreaker.com people, it's anybody, putting their music out, which is great because I'm just anybody producing my own little show here. So, I don't, I don't judge. I don't judge. Well, I do because, you like something you don't. But there you go. Paul Walker is dead. Do you care? For those of you who may not remember who Paul Walker is, Paul Walker was one of the stars of most of the Fast and Furious movies franchise. As a matter of fact, they're already starting production on yet the 7th movie in that line. I watched the first one. That was it. I did not care about it. I did not think it was interesting. I did not think the acting was great. I'm not really into cars. And I could live the rest of my life without seeing Vin Diesel do anything. Okay, just letting you know. But Paul Walker was the good-looking, blonde cop guy in those movies who was, young, a little rough around the edges, a little green, trying to figure out, what the right side and the wrong side is on this whole Fast and Furious thing. Well, he's dead. He died, I believe, last night, on November 30th. He was 40 years old. Ironically enough, in a car crash. I try not to chuckle, but I have to chuckle a little bit. I mean, you are known for doing movies about high-speed car chases, and you die in a car crash. So, it's a little funny. Yeah, I have to admit, it's a little funny. From what I understand, not a bad guy. Everybody that has been talking about him says he's a great guy, very down-to-earth, very mellow, very charitable human being. He participated in a lot of charities for other countries that had earthquakes, typhoons, things like that. And he never acted like he was a big star, celeb, big shot kind of guy. That's what I've heard. I don't know that for sure because I never met the man. But the question, like I said, still remains, do you care? I mean, I went through a list today of celebrities that have died this past year, 2013, and I have to admit, some celebrities' deaths affected me more than others. For me, when it comes to celebrity deaths, the celebrity deaths that affect me the most are the ones where the celebrity was considered funny. Comedians especially, because I was a stand-up comic for about 20 years, so anytime I heard of a famous comedian dying, hell, even a not-so-famous comedian dying, it did hurt me a little bit, because, it was one of my own. And I don't know if actors feel the same way when they hear that other actors have died. I mean, maybe sure when they're big, famous actors, maybe they do. But, you know, I compiled a list here of a bunch of famous people that have died in 2013 and the reasons they died. And, you know, I thought we'd go over them just a little bit here. Top of the list is Corey Monteith, who until he died, I had no idea who the fuck he was. He died July 13th. He was 31 years old. He used to be on the TV show Glee, apparently, from what I can tell, from an overdose. Can't bring myself to say that I cared about that one. Now, we all know James Gandolfini died June 19th. He was 58 years old, died of a heart attack in Italy. And that one, I think, really caught a lot of us, I don't want to say by surprise, because let's face facts. I mean, he was a big fat fuck. And, you know, something was going to get him. I mean, there were times that I was looking at him thinking to myself, diabetes can't be this fucking busy, you know. But, you know, he was a big guy. He had a big lifestyle. And he was such a great actor, you know, from The Sopranos and all these other movies I'd seen him in. I mean, he was just really good at what he did. Roger Ebert died April 4th. He was 70 years old. He died of cancer. He died of thyroid cancer that not only removed his, like, most of his jaw. They had to operate to remove his jaw. This cancer spread so much. But also he lost his voice, which for a guy like him and a guy like me who just loves to talk, that is torture. Let's see, singer Mindy McGreedy died. I believe she was a country singer. That was a suicide. I don't have an age for her here, but I do believe that she's a selfish bitch because when she killed herself, she had two kids, a 6-year-old and a 9-month-year-old. Apparently, she was really torn up by the fact that her husband had killed himself, I think, like 2 months earlier. There's an old saying, you know, God never gives you more than you can handle. Obviously, that's bullshit, because if that were true, nobody would ever commit suicide. But I think when you have kids, two young kids like that, you owe them better than your own selfish needs right there. You know, but maybe that's me. Who knows? Chris Kelly died at 34 years old on May 1st. You remember him as Chris of the rap group Criss Cross. Make you want to jump, jump. You know, I don't have a cause of death on that one. Richie Havens died. He was 72 years old, died April 22nd of a heart attack, which fits into the normal parameter of American men in this country dying. The typical age is 72 years old, famous for being the very first performer to perform at Woodstock in 1969. Ray Manzarek, keyboardist for The Doors, died May 20th at 74. He died of cancer. Jane Cooper was an actress who was on The Young and the Restless, played the same role for over 4 decades. Now, here's one that did hurt me personally. Jonathan Winters died April 11th. He was 87 years old. A lot of you might remember him from his stand-up act, his improv, his comedy specials, or his work with Robin Williams on several occasions, including the old Mork and Mindy show, where he played Mirth, Mork's son on the show. Another one that I felt was Jean Stapleton. She died May 31st, at the age 90. She was best known for playing Edith Bunker on All in the Family, and she did a lot of other things. Just wonderful, wonderful actress. A lot of range. She could be deep. She could be funny. She could be mean. She was just so fantastic. Now, what's nice about these two, that's Jonathan Winters and Jean Stapleton, is, you know, he was 87. She was 90. It's like, you know what? It's one of those things that you don't go around asking, oh my God, what a shock. What did they die of? I mean, what the fuck do you mean, what did they die of? They were old. See, Annette Funicello died in April. She was 70 years old. No cause of death given here. Richard Griffiths died May 28th. He was 65 years old. You may remember him from the Harry Potter movies as Harry Potter's Uncle Vern, or Vernon. George Jones, country singer, died April 26th, the age of 81 years old. Bonnie Franklin from, what was the name of that TV show? Oh my God, I don't remember what the hell. But she was she was on there with Valerie Bertinelli. She died March 1st, 69 years old, of pancreatic cancer. I've heard rumors that she was a bit of a drinker. But now I can remember what the name of her goddamn show was. Anyway, but it'll come to me. Lisa Robin Kelly died August 14th, at the age of 43. She played Topher Grace's older sister on that 70s show. And which was, I got to tell you, she was so fucking hot on that show. And then if you saw any pictures of her from the last couple of years, she just went to hell and back. She looked like somebody was beating a starving chicken by the time she got ended up in rehab and died. Just her body just gave up. That's really what happened. Let's see. Eileen Brennan is dead. You may remember her as the sergeant from the movie Private Benjamin. She died July 28th. She was 80 years old. Elmore Leonard, a lot of people may not know that name. A lot of you will know that name. He died August 20th. He was 87 years old. He was a writer, that a lot of his stories were translated into movies, including Get Shorty. This one is not an actress, not a singer, not a performer of any sort. Margaret Thatcher, Prime Minister of England from 1979 through 1990, known as the Iron Lady, died at April 8th of a stroke at 87 years old. Again, neither of these two, you're thinking, oh, what a tragedy. It's like, well, it's about fucking time. Alan Arbus, one of my favorite actors from the 70s and 80s, and even up to today, died April 19th. He was 95 years old. You may have known him as the psychiatrist on MASH, Sidney Freeman. He also appeared on such shows as Starsky and Hutch, Taxi, Matlock, and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Man was working till he was 95. David Frost died in September at the age of 74. He was the reporter famous for the Frost-Nixon interview. Marcia Wallace died October 25th at the age 70. She appeared as the receptionist on the Bob Newhart Show. She died of multiple reasons, sepsis, breast cancer. Something was going to get her, all right? But she was also more recently famous for being the voice of Mrs. Krabappel on The Simpsons. Lee Thompson Young of the famous Jet Jackson died of suicide on August 19th. He was 29 years old. This is one of those things where you have to ask sometimes, like, what was so horrible about your life at age 29 that you felt you needed to let it go? He was starring also as a supporting member on the TV show Rizzoli and Isles. Good-looking guy, talented, and seemed to have everything going for him, and he decided to check out. Lou Reed, rock legend Lou Reed, died October 27th. He was 71 years old. Ed Lauder is a name you may not know, but you would know his face. He died October 16th. He was 74 years old of cancer. He appeared on such shows as The Rockford Files, Miami Vice, recently as Shameless, and he was so good at being just a mean badass and also in comedy. And he just, you know what? Look him up. Look up Ed Lauder. You would may not know his name, but you will know his face as soon as you see it. Kumar Palano died October 10th. He was 94 years old. He's a famous Indian actor who was discovered while working as a yoga instructor. Starred in such movies as The Royal Tenenbaums and Rushmore. Dennis Farina, one of my faves, died June 23rd. He was 69 years old, died of a blood clot. You may remember him also from the movie Get Shorty, and I believe he was in that Vegas TV show with Andrew Dice Clay, and just also things like Midnight Run, the movie Snatch, just a fine, great actor, great tough guy. Paul Bearer was a WWF legend. He died March 5th. He was 58 years old, also died of a blood clot. He played the pallbearer for his main wrestler, The Undertaker. And if you'd seen this guy ever, you figured, how did he live this fucking long? I mean, seriously. Author Tom Clancy died October 1st. He was 66 years old. You may know him for his his books and movies like The Hunt for Red October and Patriot Games. Jeff Hanneman, big-time rocker, died May 2nd of 49 years old of liver failure. Not a big shocker. And, of course, yesterday, Paul Walker died November 30th, 40 years old, from a car accident. And the question I suppose I'm really posing is here, Okay, look, generally speaking, celebrities fucking die all the time, and I don't give a flying fuck. But, every once in a while, one dies that I'm just like, aw, or like, aw, if they were, like, particularly young, or somebody that I really enjoyed their work, or somebody that related to the type of work that I do, or that I did when I was a stand-up comic, that means something to me, and... I asked the question, Paul Walker's dead, do you care? Maybe a lot of you don't, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of you care about a lot of the names I mentioned just now, okay? There's about 30 names there, maybe more, and I know that some of you maybe didn't even know that these people died, but now, and the ones that you did know about, me reminding you of them, it does stir a little something in you. I'm not saying that it should mean everything, but, I refuse to act as if they don't mean anything. And on that note, we're going to take a break with more Canty and Orest and their song, Zombies on Parade. I'm Joe the Shirt, I'm Off the Cuff, and I'll be right back. And Joe the Shirt is off the cuff, he's off the cuff, he's off the cuff, he's off the cuff. Joe the Shirt is off the cuff, my friends. Thank you for listening, as always. And a couple of quick announcements here. Want to give a quick shout out to my hometown of the Bronx, New York. You may have heard about the metro train that was derailed, heading from Poughkeepsie, New York, on its way to Grand Central Station. Derailed near the river, 4 dead at last count, and 63 injured. Hopefully nobody I know. Hopefully nobody you know as well. That's one of the things. If it relates to you, you do care on some level. Typhoon in the Philippines, don't care. What is it? That big typhoon that hit, or hurricane that hit Japan a couple of years ago, don't care. Whatever hit Haiti, don't care. Katrina hits New York, where my family lives. Yeah, I do give a flying fuck, and I give a flying fuck about this one because it is my hometown. So much love to you guys out there, and hopefully everybody I know and hopefully everybody you know is doing all right. Also, wanted to remind you guys yet again, I have ordered the official Joe the Shirt's Off the Cuff T-shirts. Some of you, some very special ones of you, will be getting some of these. If you'd like them, they're my cost is my cost. So if you want one, they go for about $20, and you can show off people who it is you're listening to when nobody else is watching. That'd be me. And and you can do a little advertising for me, because it'll tell people that they can hear me on Spreaker.com or on Facebook at the Inappropriate Conversation channel. So, it's nothing to be ashamed of. And you'll have a T-shirt with my likeness on it. I mean, how does that not rock? And you get this T-shirt and you wear it. You take a picture of it and send it to me, and I'll make fun of your mom. Promises. All right, promises. Okay. Now, with all this sadness over celebrity deaths, let's talk about celebrity birthdays. How about we do that, all right? So there's a bunch of celebrities that were born today. December 1st. God, it's December already. Christmas is bearing down on us like a beast. Right, I mean, the holiday, Thanksgiving just finished. We just got those fucking relatives out of our houses. Now we got to deal with Christmas, and right after that, do a little drunk driving and, get ready for the new year. All right. Today's birthdays, we have Bette Midler is 68 years old. Deshaun Jackson of the Philadelphia Eagles is 27 years old. Woody Allen is 78. The incomparable Sarah Silverman is 43 years old. And I should let you know, I've seen her naked. Not that I had sex with her. It was an accident. But I used to work at a massage place, and I used to run the front desk. And one day she was there with Jimmy Kimmel. And it was my job to go looking for her and let her know my massage is ready. I was like, Sarah, your massage is ready. And she's coming out of her changing room, and she's opening and adjusting her towel, and she has got a fucking rack on her. Ooh, yeah. Way to go, Sarah. I know, weird and creepy. You're welcome. Brad Nelson of Lincoln Park is 36 years old. Zoe Kravitz is 25 years old. You may have seen her as the Angel on the X-Men First Class movie. Charlene Tilton is 55 years old. You may remember her as Lucy Ewing from Dallas. Nestor Carbonell is 46 years old. He's been in everything, from Suddenly Susan to Lost, and also as the mayor on the most recent Batman movies. Let's see. John Denmore is 69 years old from The Doors. Treat Williams, great actor, is 62 years old. Let's see now. Lee Trevino, very famous golfer, is 74 years old. Matt Kearing, singer, is 35 years old. Jared Fogle of the Subway commercials, Jared, is 36 years old. And Matt Kearing is 35 years old, also a singer. I know the songs he sings. I can't remember a single one of them right fucking now. So, you're going to have to forgive me yet again. Now, one of the things that I talked about, I don't know if I did talk about it recently, but we're talking a lot about death today. And, I wanted to bring it up really quick here. Apparently, about a third of Americans polled recently are saying that if they had a life-threatening degenerative disease, even if it was incredibly painful and there was no hope of improvement, they would still want their doctors to continue as much care as possible and not give them the option of a dignified death. You know what? It's easy to say that, I think, up until you're up against it. If I'm dying, shitting myself on a regular basis, I can't recognize the difference between a flower and a door. Maybe I shouldn't be in charge of making that decision. I'm just saying. You guys remember, not too long ago, I told you about a couple of girls in Florida that were arrested for bullying to the point where one, Rebecca Sedgwick, killed herself by jumping off a building. And the two girls involved that were bullying her were apparently initially not sorry about it. One of the girls was so brazen about it as to post on her Facebook page that, yeah, I got her to kill herself. Good. I'm not sad about it. I was like, well, maybe you shouldn't say that publicly. It was a 14-year-old and 13-year-old girl who were arrested and charged with felony stalking in October after investigators found a new posting from a 14-year-old's Facebook account that said, quote, yes, I, also known as I know. Yes, I know, I bullied Rebecca and she killed herself, but I don't care. The girl claimed her account was hacked. Sure it was. This was the one where the 14-year-old girl and a 13-year-old girl were bullying a 12-year-old girl. The 13-year-old girl used to be best friends with the 12-year-old girl, but then was bullied into not being her friend and actually bullied into kicking her friend's ass. The 14-year-old girl then proceeded to steal the 12-year-old girl's boyfriend, probably because she was putting out, and then just told everybody to stay away from her, not be friends with her, and encouraged this young girl to kill herself. she went off and did so. Okay, maybe, yeah, like I said, it's a shitty thing for this girl to do. I think it's even shittier that, her parents didn't raise a child that was strong enough to resist this kind of bullying. Bullying is it is the new cause this year. I swear, it's just getting ridiculous. Whether it be a couple of tween girls in, grade school or middle school, or a couple of football players in the NFL, it's getting ridiculous. The guy in the NFL, was it Jonathan Martin? He's done for the year. He's been placed on the non-players list without injury or sickness, so he's done for the year. He can't come back. And honestly, if I was one of his teammates, I'd be like, well, good, fuck him. I didn't want to play with that little pussy anyway. I'm sorry, you can't be a football player and not have enough toughness to stand up to your own teammates giving you shit. I think it's also there was the case where he didn't tell anybody about it. He didn't tell anybody about it. He didn't tell his coaches. He didn't tell the management. He didn't tell the guy bullying him not to do that. Which is tough when you're being bullied. Telling the bully to back off is pretty tough. But he had other options. Instead, he quit. And in this case, so did this young girl. And look, my heart reaches out to her family, and I'm very, very sorry for your loss. Dealing with the death of a child is absolutely horrible. I don't know what it's like. I can't tell you what it's like. I'm not even going to make believe that I understand. But I'd like to believe that I understand that you should have done a better job. That's what I'm saying about that one. The girls have been released. They're their lawyers are probably going to sue the hell out of the sheriff's office that arrested them. In other news, you remember our lovely pal from Colorado who shot up that movie theater when the Dark Knight was showing, James E. Holmes. Apparently, he's pleading not guilty by reason of insanity to charges of killing 12 people and injuring 70 in the Aurora Theater in July 2012. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty, but they can't seek the death penalty if he's considered legally insane. Instead, he would be spending the rest of his life in a state hospital under lock and key, but would one day be eligible for release under controlled circumstances if they determine that he is no longer a danger to himself or others. And as I've said many, many times before, just because you're crazy doesn't mean we can't punish the living fuck right out of you. I'm sorry, I don't think that's an excuse. Oh, you're crazy. Well, you know what you do when you have a mad dog? You don't send him to therapy. You don't ask him about his feelings or how his mother treated him or how his father wasn't there for him. You put the motherfucker down. And that's what they should be doing with James E. Holmes, putting the motherfucker down. I don't think that being insane is an excuse when the level of your crime is such that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you were insane. If anything, that's just a societal way to control the fact that you are insane. We don't want you around. We don't want you endangering others. And we sure shit don't want you breeding your crazy into the next generation. So, yeah, I don't think that that's a defense. It reeks of bullshit. I know I'm getting preachy again. Let's end with something a little on the lighter note. You may remember Rupert Murdoch. He's the billionaire. He's getting divorced again. He was married to one Wendy Deng Murdoch, 38 years his junior. Well, if they can't make it in this life, who can? Apparently, he married her like 3 weeks after finalizing his divorce from his second wife. That's right, his second wife. This is his third now. And she's going to be getting a lofty sum, a few pieces of property in New York and other parts of the world. But she's still pissed off because they have 2 young daughters. And Rupert has decided to not place them in his will as with voting powers in his businesses. It's still, in his Century Fox and News Corp, they would still get a tidy sum, believe me, when he dies. They'll be doing just fine, but their future as part of voting partners in his mega business, well, no. His other 4 children, though, they have voting rights. So that's what Wendy Deng is being a little cunt about. You know what? Maybe you should leave that up to your kids, Wendy, and worry about your own skin, which apparently you're doing quite well. In any case, that is it for me today. More music here by Canteen Ores. This is Does Anybody Hear Me Scream? Thank you for listening. I'm Joe the Shirt, and I've been off the cuff.
I'm trapped alone in a strange location, left here a long time ago.